You ready? You got me running, you got me running, got me running. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Raise your hands up, raise them out.
All right. Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. It is the final day of the week, and thanks again for everyone joining us on the live call as well. It's just past 11 a.m. GMT +8 as well, and I hope everyone's having a great week so far with your trading and also outside of your trading as well. For the Forex Briefcase account members as well, what up? Because it's been a big week this week. So if you haven't already checked the accounts, there's been some activity already this morning. And just a quick introduction for the people that are watching this on YouTube as well, a little bit later in the day. We do run this call live for the LCMS Traders Club members. So make sure you get onto lcmstraders.com.sg, and we are running a 1-month trial still as well. But just to kick us off, it is episode 418. It's the 12th of November. And a quick introduction as well. We do this currency call every Monday to Friday. And the currencies we analyze are as follows. Monday, we do the Aussie and Kiwi. Tuesday, the Euro. Wednesday, the Pound. Thursday, yen and gold. And then Friday, today, we've got the CAD. And we also do cryptocurrency. And this currency call will bring you the market economic updates, the key support and resistance levels, trade ideas, and of course, much more. And this currency call will be very beneficial to both the long-term investors and the short-term traders. And we'll go through what could move prices, the possible trade ideas, and we'll highlight the potential targets and risks for structuring your trades as well. A disclaimer here, and important to take note of, is that any information shared during this session is not intended to be a trade recommendation. It is solely the opinion and views of the speaker. So please remember to do your own analysis prior to entering any trades. And we also share that in the chat when we post the trades, just as a reminder. So please be cautious if you are new to trading as well, that it's very easy to lose money as well. So definitely be aware of that. But just to kick things off today, guys, we do have the, sorry about that, John Wee, yeah, no SG at the end, guys, but I'll post a link as well, just if anyone is looking to get into the Traders Club. And there's been a lot of activity this week, but just to start things off, I will show you the US dollar index here. And again, I have traded the Aussie dollar this morning, so I've got that up, but let's just go to the US dollar. And we did see a gap up as well. And we are through 95.20 now as well. So I've got the 4-hour time frame up here. And if we have a little zoom out, you can see the extent of which is this breakout. So we had a recent high of 94.70. Now, this was a while ago. So that's what that line represents. And we did have a break. As you can see, it was 94.50 were the highs previously in recent months, in October and in the back end of September as well. But we've pushed now, and it looks like we're making a genuine breakout here. And 96, I think, is a fair estimate. I've got 95.75. I was playing around with the resistance levels, but this was a long while ago. And with the context of the inflation numbers that we got on Wednesday that we discussed yesterday as well, I would say that, you know, be prepared for some more upside here. It was a little sluggish yesterday. Now, the reason for that was the Veterans Day holiday. We still had FX and we also had the equity markets open, but it was still a little bit slow, and the risk sentiment where the stocks, you know, they were pretty stable. So we didn't see any big pullbacks, but the US dollar held quite firm. And the market has been digesting the inflation figures for the past day and a half or so. And we're seeing that it really is, especially how it came out well above expectations. So there is a situation there that needs to be addressed in the States by the Federal Reserve, but we'll just have to wait and see how that happens. But the bullish case for the US dollar remains. And, you know, really from a trade perspective on the US dollar in particular, it was probably a breakout overnight, which was probably the idea. So me just looking at this now, I would have liked to see the gap close, but if it pushes higher again to 95.30, we've got a bit of a run on, and back to at least the mid 95s is a likely chance, and then we'll go from there, because we do have a little bit of news out of the US as well, and I'll just quickly go to that. So not a lot of high impact news really. Obviously yesterday it was pound focus, as you can see, and there were some trading opportunities there that were nice. And so for the US, we've got some news out tonight. This is GMT plus 8, 2300. The JOLT's job opening for September, expected to be a little bit less. We've got the Michigan consumer expectations and sentiment, again, a little bit higher than last month. This is a preliminary figure as well, because it is for November, and we're still, midway through November as well. But again, this could help just, push it high. But really, frankly, the focus is on that inflation number that's come out. So we have to wait for the Fed to see what they want to do. We've got FOMC member Williams speaking very early on Saturday morning as well. Now back to the charts just quickly. So again, guys, if you're not already in the club as well, there is a lot of activity that happens in the morning session during Asia trading hours, then the London session, then the US session as well. So if you are someone that's watching this on YouTube right now and you're a little curious about it, I'll just quickly go to the club as well. So there is always a lot of activity going on. The trading floor, there's activity there. We've got the Forex briefcase area where we share results of the managed account we offer. We've got the equity chat as well, crypto chat, which is quite relevant for today. Later, we do have Bitcoin and Ethereum in focus. So something really worth checking out. We've got the various currency pairs where we do post analysis and trade ideas as well. And also open positions, because we like to help with management of trades as well. So it's much easier than just saying, hey, do this, and then there's no assistance. We definitely like to discuss how to actually manage a position as well. But that is the US dollar, guys. Now coming up, we do have the CAD with Jin as well. And again, there's been a bit of activity on that pair on the USDCAD. So over to you now, Jin.
Thanks for that, Scott. The USDCAD has been so easy to trade. Why do I say that? It's because if you look at the USDCAD here on the H4 time frame, it says pretty much since the middle of this week gone in that straight line upwards. The last time I spoke about it, I said it was going to test that 1.2456 level, and if it broke up, I think I was saying at about that 1.2477 level, or possibly 1.2480, you could be looking for it to track up towards that resistance. It took a week for it to happen, but it has finally happened. What could result at this resistance level? I think that it's actually going to be quite tricky for today. So for those of you who are trading today, it is going to be a little bit tricky. Why I say that is because if I just did a quick scan through across all the pairs, Aussie, we spoke about it this on Monday, where I said it was going to test a little bit before turning down. It's reached that support level of 7322 and even broke below that, now at 7278. So looks like it might be slightly overextended towards the downside. Same with the Kiwi, looking at it breaking that 7073, could be slightly extended. Euro dollar, we said sit across before turning down. It turned down sharper than expected, but in that same fashion. Together with the pound dollar, spoke about it on Wednesday, set across to turn down, moving as per that green line now at that 13365 support level. US yen has not broken the 11445 level, still looking out for that. Euro yen sitting across, pound yen has started that drop somewhat, but now looks like it's bouncing up a little bit. So as a whole, what you should be gathering is that we have seen a lot of moves across the board, because of that dollar strength, as Scott was sharing with you, I'm still anticipating or waiting for it to hit that 96 level, but you can see on the daily time frame here, it is outside of that Bollinger Band. I do anticipate that we might see some retracement as we head towards the end of the week, or as we are at the end of the week. We might see some profit taking, offset of positions, possibly that retracement today. So if you are trading a short-term trade today, remember it is Friday. You don't want to be holding trades through the weekend. And also we anticipate some retracements, a bit of a higher volatility, as we might see the dollar index track back a little bit before turning back up again. But with that said, what you could be looking out for in terms of the USD-CAD, looking at the news here on Forex Trading Asia economic calendar, today being Friday, you can see that we do have a whole bunch of news, but not big in terms of the CAD. But if you scroll into next week, so that's Monday here, we do have some manufacturing sales numbers. No change there. Wholesales number looking at a slight increase. And then on Tuesday, we have, where was it? I'm not so concerned about the housing starts. We have a lot of US retail sales numbers to be released. And generally, retail sales numbers for the US towards the end of the year tend to be quite good. So look out for possibly some good numbers there, possibly even a beat of that 0.7%. But on Wednesday, is it Wednesday that I was looking at? A lot of news. On Wednesday, we do have the CPI numbers for the Canadians to be released year on year, looking to move at that 4.4%. I think that what we've seen across the board, across all economies, is that inflation has been running hot. Inflation has been running high, but central banks are taking that within their stride. So I do think that we might see a 4.4 or 4.5, but that could also mean that we'll see some strength come back into the Canadian dollar, as they're not that surprised about it anymore. And then on Thursday, not concerned about that. On Friday, we have the Canadians retail sales number. Again, from that 2.1, looking at a 2% core retail sales, the 2.8 maintaining at a 2.8%. What this all means is that we might see some stability, some foundations to the Canadian dollar. So what I'm anticipating here is that for the US CAD on the H4 time frame, currently at or close to the 1.2618 resistance level, I am looking for it to test, possibly test and reject. So I'll drag it out a little bit. Possibly test and reject that level. I'm not sure whether it'll come all the way down to 1.2456. I don't think it will have that big 120 pip move towards the downside. So maybe look for that test and reject, maybe about halfway. But if we do see the US dollar strength come back into play, what you could be looking out for is more for that buying opportunity back up towards 1.2747. So I would be looking for buying opportunities above 1.2618, about a 30 pip stop loss, a good 90, 100 pip take profit level. You're still looking at a 1:3 risk reward ratio towards that upside. But I think that you would have to have a lot of patience on the US CAD at this point in time. If the dollar does not retrace back down, if towards the end of this week, or today being the end of the week, and we see the dollar continue its climb, a bit unlikely, but if we do see it continue its climb upwards, then you could also be looking at the US CAD to break above that 1.2618 and look for that buying opportunity. Same thing, about a 30 pip stop loss, a 90 pip to 100 pip take profit level, a 1:3 risk reward ratio towards that upside, towards that 1.2747. 0.47 resistance level. So relatively straightforward trading for the USCAD from last week to now. I think heading into this new resistance level, we might see a little bit more volatility. We might see a bit of a retrace on the US dollar index, and also the possible overextension across the board with all the other currency pairs. So make sure you trade a bit safer, possibly even take a bit of a rest today, and then look into next week. As I was scrolling through the news, you see a lot of news to be released next week. Retail sales numbers, CPI data, all across the board, across all different currency pairs. I think we would have a lot more opportunities next week as well. With that, I'll pass it back to you, Scott.
Thanks for that, Jin. And guys, I have shared the CAD trade ideas as well, both the long and the short ideas as well, just depending on what that US dollar wants to do as well. So that's in the CAD discussion section in the LCMS Traders Club. Now, we do have crypto for Friday, and let's just have a look at Bitcoin to start off with. So I was mentioning this earlier this morning in the crypto chat as well. So I do have, now with crypto, they do respect, the price action does respect the technicals. And we do have issues though, obviously, when we have a strong run up in the crypto market, that there can be actions in place such as big pullbacks. Although recently we have seen some stability, we've seen more institutional buying as well. And it does seem to be a little more stable. Now, there was chatter about Elon Musk getting into crypto again heavily after he did have to liquidate he decided to liquidate some Tesla shares, but really nothing much has happened there. Dogecoin has been one of his preferred areas in the crypto world, but we'll see what he does with that. But from a technical standpoint, we zoom in a little bit now on the 4-hour time frame. There's an area of support really around 63,600, but it's definitely a zone. So you've got to be flexible. And with crypto, we've seen all-time highs hit recently. And historically, we've seen later in the year crypto run as well. So is there a lot to give here from a risk to reward standpoint? And from the weekly candle, really with that weekly candle, I'd like to see where that closes. Now, if you're an active intraday trader of crypto, this is going to be not so relevant because obviously you're in and out quite quickly. But from a long-term perspective, I haven't added, and there was probably an opportunity when it went below 60, but I just really want to see what it does here. And with that weekly candle, that is quite bearish right now. But we do have that inflation point to refer to, and a lot of people say that people are using crypto to hedge inflation. So we'll just have to see if that really holds. But currently, to go long, the upside is 6,000 or so. But if we do have a break, we've got some heavy buying that we've seen down at the low 60,000. So I did mention in the crypto chat that there is a possible breakout, but that would be more shorter term focus. So I just really honestly want to see it probably break under here if it does, but I'm willing to wait for today and even on the weekend as well. We do have crypto trading on the weekend and available on Sam Trade as well. Now, so to go to Ethereum as well, it has bounced, and again, this was quite interesting. We had the inflation release, and it was dipping and broke 4,600, and then in the low 4,400s we did see this dip, and it really ripped quite aggressively, and has consolidated a little bit. And again, we've seen Ethereum hit all-time highs recently as well. See, this weekly candle is a little bit bullish, more bullish than Bitcoin as well. And from a user standpoint, Ethereum does seem to be quite user-friendly. There are, a lot of fees associated with Ethereum that they do need to get worked out. And there are a couple of other altcoins as well that are, moving, but that would really bring this video to be quite an extended one. So I think with Ethereum, it does seem to offer a little bit more risk to reward here, because we've seen that it is consolidating. And I just, again, it's on support. I want to probably see how the weekly candle closes and then leads into next week, because we've seen a lot of activity. We've seen big moves, and I just like to see some consolidation, or even, you know, frankly, when everyone's jumping on and buying, that's when you have the vulnerability of big pullbacks happening, because you'll have bigger holders selling into strength because they can get their orders executed, especially in the crypto space. So that's something that I would be wary of. And again, this isn't a short-term call either. So honestly, you know, to be really conservative, you want to back down to 4,000, but you'd have to wait for a while. So an aggressive trade would be, you know, buying at this 46.50 or so level, or even buying into the strength. But again, that's for someone who is quite well versed and has a good broker that can execute things fast. But, you know, obviously still be wary of if you are using margin, definitely be cautious as well. I think I saw Roy was talking about crypto as well. So if you are concerned about how to play things, jump into the crypto chat as well. And there's a lot of people there that are willing to help out as well. And, you know, frankly, from a crypto standpoint, that would be it for now. It's not super exciting because there's not an immediate trade on offer, but sometimes, you know, being cautious is the way to go as well. And after the wrap up that Jin did as well, there's definitely some good opportunities here, but we do have to be a little bit wary of being a little too focused on markets going in one way, and you do want to be a little flexible, because we've got some trends that are really developing as well, with the Aussie, the Kiwi. Euro is quite interesting. We had the pound. So there's been a lot of good trades that have happened this week. And again, if you are looking at that poll as well, and if you're not a Forex briefcase account member, now is really the time to get in, because we've seen markets open up a little bit with the US dollar breaking out, and there's just seems to be really the US dollar is allowing for some trends to develop, and that just means there's more pips that can be taken because there's a little more conviction. So you might be trading a few pairs and you can't watch everything. It's good to share the workload around instead of just being, you know, up all the time watching charts and getting exhausted, especially if you've got a day job as well. Even if you're actually a full-time trader and you're thinking to yourself, you know, I prefer to trade a certain time of the day, that's good, because then you can have diversification with the Forex portfolio, and you can have some, you know, evening or afternoon activities on the account instead of just simply trying to do everything, which is almost impossible. You just burn yourself out. So that is why Forex Briefcase is a handy option there as well. But from crypto, guys, really some more pullbacks need to take place, but I'll update in the crypto chat as well, because it is a dynamic environment. So now I'm just checking out if there's any questions. How many we got in today? We've got a few in today. So no, Gimmy's back Monday as well, guys. So make sure you check out his USD yen trade idea that he posted in Forex Trading Asia and also on the YouTube channel. But I'll share the YouTube channel now as well, the trading chat, just in case anyone for some reason is not subscribed. But anything else to add, Jin?
No, we're on a drive to get more subscribers. So if you are watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. If you're not watching this on YouTube, you should be. Make sure you subscribe as well. And get on Forex Briefcase.
That's right. Forex Briefcase, guys. That's it. To conclude there for the episode. But have a great Friday, everyone. Thanks for watching, and hope to see everyone back on Monday for the Aussie and Kiwi, guys. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.